because I am tired. Oh, the office remodel has been going horribly. Well, depends on what you define as horribly. Uh, let's see here. Let's start with the basics. Um, well, hold on. Here we go. Here we go. We'll do this. That's the computer. Yep. Everything you could ever need or want to stream is in that pile right there. And I am nowhere near ready to hook up. The house currently has zero internet. We have electricity though, so that's a plus. We got that back. Um, we still don't know why we have no internet. Nothing was changed, other than we moved the location of the box. But that shouldn't have done anything. What else did we do? We we built a lot of furniture. Built the sweet, delicious Secret Labs chair right there that I cannot enjoy because it's currently holding computer equipment. And we built the new desk, which you cannot see because it is currently strewn with all kinds of electrical equipment. And I built one chest of drawers. I have a second one to build. I want to give a shout out to IKEA. I try and make this a family friendly content, but this is for you, IKEA. 100%. I hate IKEA. Oh, I decided to try and save some money. I was like, oh, we'll go to IKEA. Yeah, that's a great idea. IKEA is a wonderful place for just cheap drawers and furniture. I just need something to just hold shit. I have never seen a most convoluted set of directions ever. They they show you pictures of screws with part numbers. It's like part number 1369792479416. It's like, okay. And so you look at your little baggie and none of your screws are marked. Now my desk, which didn't come from IKEA, every single screw came in its own little pouch, independently numbered. So like when it called out for screw number 13.6479, whatever the hell number it was just like, oh, it's in that pouch because it's labeled. Meanwhile, IKEA just throws you a trash bag full of parts, throws it in a cardboard box and calls it a day and goes, yep, you should have bought that installation. Would have saved you a lot of time. Oh, uh, but yeah. Um, I still have one more of them to build. So we got one dresser done. We got the second dresser to build. Then after we're done building the second dresser, that's when Operation Rewiring happens. Um, that's when like I sit here and I go through, because the biggest thing is of that pile of, we'll switch back to it. The giant pile of wires right there. LTTstore.com, of course. Um, the giant pile of wires. Those wires have been like added onto and changed for the last 10 years at this point. 10, 11 years. And so because of it, I know probably half of them I no longer need, or just can't need or anything. And so literally I have to like, what I'm going to do tomorrow is first build the last chest of drawers. Got to build that thing up, because once I have that built, then I can start Because right now, everything I own is just in like piles in different locations. And so when that's done, then I can start like at least getting rid of some of the piles. Then when that's done, that's when the rewiring of the computer happens, and I want to make sure I do it well, because then when the new stuff comes in, it's just a matter of unplug, replug, call it a day, and I don't have to go through this whole rewiring nonsense again. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to give you guys an earthquake. Trying to hold you with one hand. Um, but yeah, that's where things sit. I'm just so tired. I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning, and I've been running nonstop from 4 until about 5 minutes ago. And you gotta remember, I had to take my old desk, get rid of that, take my old stuff, and just all my old stuff just had to leave. And so that's a lot of physical labor. And then you're building all this shit, so that's more physical labor. And it's just like, you add all that together, and so you start at like 4 a.m., and now you're at close to what? You're at 4 a.m. and you're like, I'm like looking at the timer. I'm like, oh my god, we're like 10 minutes before I have to start to stream. Got to keep the stream dream alive. And I'm like, fudge. And so like it's like, okay, all right. I got myself to the point where like I can say enough has been done today. Because out of the 3 days, today was definitely the most productive of the 3 days. The first day was the electrician running in the new wire, which, if you weren't here for that day, you got to see me in a pitch black house as we had absolutely zero electricity in the house. Um, Primarily caused by bad wiring a long time ago that then had to get fixed. But the good news is the house will not burn down from that ever. So there's a plus. Um, so yeah, the the first crux of it is that. Um, then on day two, we did I streamed in the morning, because I had electricity, so we played some Cyberpunk. That was fun. And then right around 2 o'clock, I started to rip apart and empty out the room into my piles. So like I could figure out what I needed to keep, what I needed to throw out, what needed to just be tossed. And so I went through all that, and I got through everything, and I'm like, all right, it's 10:30. It was like 10 o'clock or 10:30. I'm like, I'm going to bed. Let's go to bed right now. And so I went to bed way earlier than I've ever gone to bed in a long time. And my body woke me up at like 4:30. So I made myself some breakfast. And then around 5 was when the mass overhaul started happening. So there's still a lot ahead of me. There's still a lot of work to do. Um, I'm hoping to have everything up and running tomorrow. That's the plan, at least. Um, Whether that plan pays out or not is a totally different story. Um, but yeah, that is the current state of affairs in Operation Office Remodel. Trying to think if there's anything else I missed. But yeah, we built a chair, built the chest of drawers, built the desk. unwired the entire computer, and that the computer where it's at or was at, as it hadn't been unwired in close to a decade. Like the whole thing hasn't been fully unwired. And when this is all said and done, I think it'll be better off because it definitely was unsafe the way it was because I had like 3 or 4 extension cords that were daisy chained together to get it from the one wall to the other wall. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not like each one that was daisy chained was like fully plugged in with like items and I no no it was like one would come off and there'd be like one plug in it and then the next chain off and then there'd be one plug in that one and then one chain off until you got to the third one, which is when like the computer happened and then one went off of that and then more of the computer happened and then another one came off and then more, and that's what I said is like I'm pretty sure half of it, if I had to guess, a good half of the wires that are in that pile are probably not necessary anymore, and I could probably just toss it. But we'll see. Little by little. It's gonna take time. But I said, hopefully have the stream up and running. Um, I don't know what the status of the green screen is gonna be, so we may have to go. Even if I get everything up and running, we might have to go without the green screen for tomorrow. Primarily because I don't know how I'm going to set up the lighting right now. That's the big issue with that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, I think that's pretty much it. This is day 3. We did it. We've I've survived. The at least the rearrangement is done. That was the hardest part. Rearranging everything. Because primarily desks are usually up against a wall. I now have an L-shaped desk that comes out from the wall and then over into the room. And the primary purpose of the L-shaped desk is so I can have it away from the wall, and B, give me a little bit more freedom when it comes to the green screen. Because for the longest time, I had a room divider that spanned across the room with a green sheet hanging from it, like literally a green sheet. I bought a green sheet off of Amazon, and a green sheet worked great. Um, we're still going to use the damn green sheet. It's awesome. It was the cheapest thing I've ever seen. Um, so like the plan is still use the green sheet. The only caveat to that is lighting the green sheet now, because before I had some shelves. I'm now currently laying underneath the shelves. Um, I had some shelves that the lights were attached to, and then my old my old desk had like it was one of those oldie time desks that like has that like part that raises up and like has like the shelves and the book nooks and stuff like that. And so of course I had 2 of the lights attached to that. So now I have a more modern desk where there is none of that shit. It's literally just a flat surface, and it's just like, all right, this is good. This is gonna be a change. This is gonna be a huge change. Um, sorry about that, guys. Um, oh yeah, we're almost there. All right, so I think I am going to sign off here. Um, I want to give a big shout out for you guys. Thank you so much for understanding um, what we're going through right now with the office remodel. It's primarily being done to set up for the future. So that way everything works much, much, much better and smoother in the future. Um, it's just a matter of getting to that point where everything is up and running. But for now, I am going to shut this off, close my eyes, go to sleep, and then start Operation Office Remodel Day 4 tomorrow. Hopefully, I will see you guys tomorrow night. So the schedule, so you guys know as it sits right now, is tomorrow night. Even if we do get the stream up and running normally, the stream has to end at midnight due to the fact that I have work on Tuesday. Tuesday on is just going to be happy fun time because we are on break for 8 days straight. So we're going to, assuming everything is up and running. Everything is up and running at that point. We're just going to play a shitload of Cyberpunk because I am fiending for more Cyberpunk. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for understanding. And I hope to see you guys later. Bye. Button. Button. Did it end? I don't think it ended.